Hi guys, here from Tirana, Günther Fellinger again, Pax Europiana, ahead of the the municipal elections of May 2023. I'm here and I want to fight corruption in this country. Obviously that's a big problem here in Albania and we have major issues. Just for example, the Deputy Prime Minister from the Socialist Party, which is now running 10 years the country and also the municipality most of the time. The Deputy Prime Minister, this was the gentleman Abem Ahmetaj, who was more or less responsible for sending me out of Albania in 2013 because he didn't like my writings at that time. He will not like this video as well. And the reality is he was his chief of staff actually had so much cash at home, over $500,000, that the cleaning lady of her was stealing all this money because they found all these enormous amounts of money into the cupboards and then they were stealing it. And then she went to the police that the stolen money, the corrupt money, was stolen from her. It's a bit of a tragedy, some irony, but this is exactly how it works. And 10 years now, the international community had all the patience with Edi Rama and the corrupt regime he has now developed, and that I think should be really reconsidered in the light of the recent development that also the American judicial system has been corrupted by Edi Rama and his team, and that's something really deeply problematic, as we have learned now in this McGonigal kind of investigation and scandal, which is now in the New York justice system, and I have made a video about that one already. But you know, this Abem Ahmetaj case is now a new one, and it fits very much into the situation that in this huge construction boom of this town, obviously it seems to be the standard that 20% of the volume of the sales of a ready built apartment block has to be given for the permits. Yeah? And you know, that's a huge amount. You know, the property prices here are also between whatever, for cheap apartments maybe 1,000, then you have 2,500, 3,000 euros per square meter. You know, the prices are no longer so cheap here as well in 2023. And imagine you make an apartment with 100 or 200 blocks. Imagine what kind of volume of money is then ultimately involved. And that's of course really huge. And we really have no longer to tolerate that, I think, as international community. Just, you know, because you don't like Berisha, that might be true or not, you know, the history is the history, and that's obviously also the question if the other side will be clean, yeah. But of course, you know, a new start after this McGonigal revelation and the open facts that here there is massive corruption, I think that is absolutely necessary. I mean, I work now in the cleanup of the cadastre system, the property systems of the Balkans already since 2014, and I made many videos, I made many texts, many articles that we need transparent cadastre, that we need whole access to the property database. We need this transparency. On the other hand, you know, it's absolutely possible to do it. In some of the countries, like in Macedonia, they have done it. And they've cleaned up the property sector, the property tax collection sector, the sales, the VAT for the apartments, all these things which I have made already, so many videos and so many statements that we need to formalize the construction sector. We need European standards. Again, hello earthquake, hello Turkey, hello Syria. You know, this is all very important. The construction material sector must be Europeanized. The construction standards, the urban planning, the cadastre system, the construction sales system financially in terms of the VAT system. It must be VAT for finished apartments, obviously, and the property tax system. And of course, the construction in the permitting in Macedonia. I have made many videos about that one as well. In Macedonia, they have a full digital construction permit. Do you think they have it here? No. Could it be done here in Albania? Yes. Is it not done because of political reasons? Because the permitting is so monetarized, yeah? Monetarized extra to the construction permit fees which you have to pay. Yeah? And then you wonder that there is no international investors coming in the last 10 years to Albania under the socialist government, and practically there's none. And there won't be none coming of significance. Yeah? Maybe some Italian sweatshops, yeah? But no kind of serious international investor goes into a country where he has this kind of permitting requests. Yeah? When it's 20% of the construction volume for permitting, you don't do that. That's no business case which is legitimate. far from only the corruptive question, then it's getting so expensive everything if you do legitimate business. Of course, it somehow works, and because there is a lot of free-floating money in Albania, and there is this case to be made. Yeah? But this is all unsustainable. And I want to fast-track Albania and Macedonia and Montenegro into the European Union. And Montenegro is the most developed. In Montenegro case, it's totally possible. But we lost a decade under the socialist mismanagement now in Albania. And that's, of course, very negatively for my case. Yeah? And we can really improve that very easily by doing a much faster cleanup operation. That's why I think now the McGonigal case is the moment where we can start the cleanup. We have the reason now to impose early elections in May. Must be general elections together with the regional elections, and it's entirely possible to do that. And then we have a new government, probably not the old figures in power, but newer faces. And then to impose a strict European regulation, fast-track the economy with the Euroization, and of course supervision of European construction sector standards and fiscal standards, and of course complete Euroization, a kind of assistant and supervised membership of Albania, like for Montenegro, like for Bulgaria, with a much more assisted and supervised mechanism, as I have said it already, as CFM Romania, Bulgaria plus, but inside the European Union. And that's a much fairer, much better, much more transparent way to reform such countries. Yeah? And it is the better way inside, because then the middle class will profit much faster. The poorer people will also have much more opportunities. Not everybody has to leave, but there will be opportunities here, and there will be equitable European SME development. And not this stabilocracy, as some of the politologists say, because that's the idea. You buy stability by looking away. You have one guy in charge, as the internationals have Rama in charge. He is reliable, he has a majority, he keeps the people down, he keeps everything stable, and then he can get super rich by it. Yeah? And that's not the way we should run EU candidate countries. Yeah? Anyhow, we can also say we shouldn't run them at all, but ultimately they are run, co-managed by the international community. And if this was so successful, hello America, hello Europe, in the last 10 years in Albania, and now with this mega scandal hitting the situation here very hard, rocking the boat, I don't think so, honestly. And all those people who always claim I make these videos, I tweet too much and I talk too much, and I'm too ambitious, I want a too fast integration, and all those realists, the international communities and the embassy staffs and all these people who put Rama in power in 2013, and then they behave like that. And one of their absolute super elite, FBI boss in New York, is then extorting money from the Albanian businessmen and accepting money from such sources for his services. I mean, that's quite of... guys, this is very seriously absolute failure. And I want to have a new approach, new elections, new team, new people, and a new start, new launch of European Albania, again with the euro as currency, with of course a clear pro-Western NATO policy, with support for Ukraine in NATO and Kosovo in NATO, with the end of Serbian appeasement, with the flat tax of 10%, with a transparency in the construction sector, and not, actually quite interesting, what they really do, the IT capacities, they use to supervise the voters. They have applications where they do the voting patterns of the whole populations are tracked here. And that transparency I'm against. Yeah? The transparency in the cadastre and in the land register and the construction permit, that is what we should do. That would be the transparency, the simplicity of the flat tax system and the clarity of the financial system based on the euro as currency and the euroization of the financial system. This is what Albania needs, obviously. Clear, simple, transparent European rules in all access and supervision of European regulation also implemented, and by the euro, by the EU customs union, by the membership, because again the membership is putting the political elites of countries under European supervision, because they are part of the European governance system. Much better than to be just a candidate where you have no access. So that's the logic. So guys, fast-track implementation into fast-tracking of Albania into the European Union, but with a different political elite, and I think that's the way to do it. And that's what I will argue. Good. Thanks a lot. More from Albania in the coming days. Bye.